Hola, hello, and welcome to the Moo Moo Room. I am your auntie with the tea, Auntie Moo Moo, aka Sister Girl, and welcome to the home of the aunties, uncles, nieces, and nephews, the home of the fam, the home of the grown and the sexy. Come on in, tell a friend, tell a friend. Hey everybody, what's up? What's up? I am your auntie, and I just came on for a quick conversation. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, Sip. Hey. Oh, I'm assuming my internet niece must be live. I'm assuming she must be live. Hey, Louisiana girl. Hey, princess. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Tell a friend. Share, share, share. Hit that like button as you come in. Go out, stop by to say hi. Hit that like button. What's going on, y'all? What is going on in these streets? Okay. Krishan has made it to LA. She has made it to LA. I see she has Tessa, I think that's Tessa's son with her. Um, so hey Renata, hey Tammy, hey y'all. Come on in, tell a friend, tell a friend. You put my little stuff up, yeah. So we don't just be looking at no black stain. Um, y'all, please hit that like button. Please, please, please. So, y'all, what's been going on? What have Krishana made it to LA? She got some meetings and stuff and some business she needs to handle. She went to LA, she went to Queens. I love it when, she go and she see her picture on the wall at what is it, hair LA, whatever it's called. Hair Queens LA. Hey Tabby. Hey y'all. Hey, peanut butter. Y'all come on in. So I love the fact, so she seems like she's in good spirits. Um, she's gonna listen. If she don't do nothing while she in LA, she need to make sure she keep her prayer ritual up. Make sure she doing her midnight hour prayers, her late night, cause she be praying. It be like midnight, 1 o'clock here, so it be like she be in the 3 o'clock, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in West Coast, East Coast time. So yeah, it probably is gonna throw her schedule off a little. Even if she start praying at it, it'll still have the same effect or whatever. So I hopefully she'll keep her prayers up, her prayer ritual up, and her praise and worship up throughout the night. Um, while she's in LA. Me too, Tammy. Me too. I hope she don't either. I don't think he deserves it. But I mean, that's their baby. They can do what they want with their baby. But I don't want her to. However, like I keep saying, that's her baby. Oh yes, y'all. Please keep peanut butter. Trina, please keep her and her family in y'all prayers. We, my deepest condolences to Trina and her family who lost a loved one today. So please keep her in keep her and her family in y'all prayers. Hey, Too Yellow. I thought I seen Brown Eyes coming here. Did Brown Eyes come in here? No, I thought I seen her. Oh yes, she did. Hey, Brown Eyes. But I don't want him to like. I don't want none of them to. I don't listen. First of all, if he do see the baby, he need to come on her grounds. I would not take that baby to that house. Now that's one place I would not take my baby. He would not go to the devil's den, baby. Mm. But she had said before when she left there that he would never go back there. She said she'll never let her baby go back in there. So hopefully she keep her word. And he supposedly, allegedly have a new house anyway. Allegedly, supposedly. Anyways, that's what they say. He's supposed to have a new house anyway. But I mean, personally, I just would not let him. I wouldn't leave my baby with him. But that's just me. That's me. That's how I think. That's not. Yeah, my thing is this. I feel like even at this point, y'all, it's like people have distorted his picture so much, and people have made made a mockery out of themselves, trying to make a mockery out of that baby. That I honestly feel that I don't even pay no attention to that stuff anymore. I don't even. It used to make me like I used to be windmilling, whatever, whatever, and then I'm like I'm fighting harder than his mama and his daddy. Like if she's unbothered, if she's like whatever, why am I fighting harder than them? Why? For what? I'm fighting harder than his real aunties and his real cousins and his real. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just no, I'm not gonna never allow no one to say anything bad about him. No, because he's a part of me because he is. That's just who he is. But I'm not gonna I'm not going to entertain ignorance anymore either. I'm not gonna entertain people saying ignorant shit about the baby. I'm not entertaining it. Comes from somebody else. Hold on. Let me go back up there, y'all. I might take pictures, but I don't believe that. But last night on her stream, she said she's done. Yes, and she blocked him. I think after the stunt he pulled, going through her phone, I can't see her taking him into a demonic hell. He better. I don't think she would anyway. I pray she's done. Hey, Vandasia. Well, word on the street, there's a screenshot of her on the phone with a background of Blueface Studio. I hope she ain't took that baby into that place. I really do. Hey, you and me both, Trina. This is self-respect for her and child. Hey, I'm coming. I'm coming. I hope you behave tonight. I understand this is so true. My heart just hurts when you see people getting bullied. He is. He's gonna be so tall. This just be too much. I be wanting to come through the TV. So I said, you know what? I'm taking a break. You got to. I honestly, I don't see her taking her baby. I would hope she wouldn't take her baby over there. But y'all, that's her child's father. We don't know, like, I don't know. It's so, like I said, with these young people, you just never know. Cause I had to just like, I got a 26, well, she just made 27-year old, and she don't always make the right decisions. And my 26-year old, him and his baby mama, they be into it, child. They be into it. And then she ain't speaking to him. He this, and this. And then an hour later, she pulling up to the house. So I just, y'all, listen. That's just, listen. I don't know. Oh Lord, it's stressing. It's stressful. See, I don't know. I guess because when I went through baby daddy, baby mama drama, I didn't live at home with my mama. I wasn't like around my mama like that at that time. Like, so it was different. But I went home. Shoot, I took my butt right back to my mama house and reset. That was my baby. That always been my reset button. I go right to my mama house and reset. Yeah, because it's like when you give your comments and then, I mean, we all have assumptions and, and, baby, listen, I don't know. I'm not even, I just pray she stay focused on the Lord, stay focused on herself, stay focused on the baby. That's the only thing I can hope for. That's it. Anything else, I cannot control what she do with her and her baby dad. I cannot control that. I cannot. I can give an opinion. I can give my advice. Um, but at the end of the day, she has free will to do whatever she chooses to do, y'all. So, and that's the thing. He's on this whole humiliation type thing. And I don't know because if I was Jaden, I don't know. Like, have she came out and said nothing? Like, you're all on the internet with a whole bunch of PPs all over your face. She drew a whole bunch of PPs on her face, and it's all over the internet. Blue face on Jaden's face. Humiliation kinks. Huh? So they got humiliation kinks. You think that's what it is? I mean, people just do anything for clout. Also, people are brand. But yeah, that that is ridiculous. To normal people, they're not normal. They're not normal. Are they even people at this point? They're so. I'm really starting to think they some of the damn they come from the lineage of the fallen angels for real. Cause baby, I've been calling her Jezebel, but I'm really starting to think that they really like, cause ain't no way they be doing the stupidest shit. Let me see. Well, look like Blueface put Jaden Pay, whatever. And I stopped talking to BM because they go back and repeat shit the opposite of what you said. And they have my sons feeling a type of way. So I'll be like, go talk to your mama. Okay. She don't come talk to me. She don't like me. And that's good. I'm okay with that. Then leave me out the group chat if you're going to continue to allow a punk ass bitch aggressive to abuse a child. That's what I'm saying. Like, mm, it's crazy. There's a video saying she was plotting revenge. My daughter will be giving birth at any time. The kids today was very stubborn when I try to give her advice. She thinks it's all about me, but no, I'm trying to protect her and get ready to become a mom. You're right, Louisiana girl. Let me tell you. So they listen. I think it's because it comes from your mother. I think it's because it comes from your mother because you could tell somebody else to give them that same advice and they like it'll be like that person was a genius, like that person said, and then they'd be like, it's your delivery, and it'd be like, it don't matter. Even if that person delivered it like I delivered it, you still gonna accept it because it didn't come from me. And I just think that is just so like that'd be annoying to me. That'd be annoying to me for real, for real, for real. Because I was like, I don't know, my mom has always been my shero. And like I've always looked up to her. I've always respected, I might not always agreed with her, but I've always respected her views and stuff. So for me, and two, because I know my mom was young. Like I didn't know it when I was young that she was young. But then when I got older, I was like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm 16. I'm on 32. Like, wait a minute, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, because then I'm realizing that she was a teenage mom. She had us young, da 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 da. But in my mind, I wasn't thinking that, like, she didn't raise us like that. You know what I'm saying? When my mom was 30, we were becoming teenagers and we didn't even look at it in that we were teenagers. We didn't even look at it in that sense. We just was like, that's our mom. And it was like a whole type of respect. So, like, even with situations I go through now, I look to my mom and my grandmother, and I still look to the elders for advice. And I call the elders. Because, of course, I could call my peers. Of course, I could call my sisters. Of course, I could call my cousins. And you know what? Everybody gonna give me the same. If they gon' even they'll tell me I'm wrong, but they gonna take my side no matter what. I go to the elders because I be feeling like they don't have a side. They're gonna just tell you, hey, this is da 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 da. They gonna give you just a little bit of wisdom. And y'all know I'm a crybaby anyway. So it wasn't last Sunday, but the Sunday before last, one of the elder mothers came into the restaurant. And I love mother. I mean, like y'all, she be when I say that lady dresses, When I say she dresses like she dresses, I be like, what the heck? Like, you know how you be scrolling through Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and you see like different little pants and stuff, and you be like, oh, them is cute. That's how you be with her every time she walk in. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. So I'm sitting there talking to her, whatever. So then I'm like, Mother, I'm gonna come and rob your closet. She's like, you can come, but you gotta do one thing. And I said, what? She said, help me clean it. I've been trying to find somebody to come help me clean out my closet. And she said, you can have whatever you want. And I said, bet me and the girls is gonna come help you clean out the closet. So then we just get to sitting there just talking and just talking about life. And everybody started coming over there and they're like, are you okay? Because I'm like boohoo crying. And then I think my daughter came in and she was like, Ma, you all right? And I'm like, because she was just like, it felt good to just sit with your elders and let them just pour into you. Like I have poured out of so much that it felt good to have somebody pour into you. And she was just pouring into me. And I didn't realize how empty my cup was. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew it was empty, but I thought I had a few sips still left. But nah, baby, my cup was bone dry. It was bone dry. And so that's why I'm just saying, like, and I'm saying all this to say is sometimes the elders got to sit and they got to just not, we can't just be like, if that's what make you happy, we cannot be that. We cannot be that if that's what make you happy type person. We have to be that, hey, come on, we got to look into the future. We got to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes that don't make sense? And sometimes you got to say that don't make sense. And everybody is not gonna, well, it do make sense. No, that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So I personally hope that she don't take that baby over to that devil's den because I believe is so much going on. And two, the girl done had them cats in there. She done did her witchcraft. She probably got all kinds of stuff in the corners and the crevices, the beds. They don't wash the sheets over there, baby. Baby, it probably just funky. But I don't know, cause Papa Blue been up over there. He'll go over there and clean and shit. Him and the rest of them, they'll go over there and clean and stuff. So maybe they was over there. They went over there and clean up. You never know with them. You never know. Hey, Shayna. You said to girl, tell them to leave it, and I don't have the energy to fight with you or make you listen. It would come. Look, all right, peanut butter. Good night. You had your first child at 17. Yeah, and I shout out to everybody that could do that, baby, because I didn't have my first until I was 22. Right. I was 22 years old. Yeah. And I found out I was pregnant on my 22nd birthday. But I can't complain because I had started clubbing at 16. So I had already been in the club. And I remember I went in there on my 21st birthday. I went into the club on my 21st birthday and gave them my real ID. And that man said, why is you coming in here with this fake ID? I said, and he started laughing. He said, don't ever come in here with this ID again. Heck yeah, because I have been clubbing by then, y'all. I have been. Baby, listen, I have been clubbing. So I had worked in the club under my alias and everything. That's when life was good, y'all. They're gonna do what they want to do anyway, no matter what you say to them, because we thought we was grown up when we was their age, and so do they. So let them get the experience like we did. I agree with that, Trust Stacy. I do. I agree with that. I do. I do, but I do be having to say stuff, especially to my girls, because uh-uh, uh-uh. I hate her. And baby, I'll be riding her back. Like, no, which, especially when they come to my grandgirls. I don't play when they come to them at all. Hold on, I'm going through the matrix, y'all. So give me a second. Oh, yes. My God. I can't hear you. Hold on, y'all. Hello? I gotta go with this thing. Oh, I gotta find my other shoe. I really need to go, like, soak my feet in some mineral water, some a mineral bath. Ugh, I have been on my feet nonstop, y'all, for like a few months now. I I am in like, ugh. What's wrong with him? Huh? Oh, huh? Oh, oh. Nene, see her. I don't know. Fat Daddy. Hi, Fat Daddy. Where's your clothes at? You got a shirt on. Hey, Fat Daddy. Cat kisses. Oh, cat kisses. Ooh. Mwah. Oh, here, take it, Baba. Want to say Baba? You getting too big for that car seat, boy. Mm. Bye, Fat Daddy. Oh, bye bye. Yeah, but really, I am really lifting. My foot is really killing me. And y'all gotta remember, I'm standing on concrete. Oh my God. And then, about 8 to 9 hours a day, and my feet are killing me. I gotta move this car. Give me a second. Hey everybody. Oh yeah, you can sit down. Hold on. I dropped the link. And I don't oh hold on, yeah. I don't even be having time to even go to it. I'm not gonna make time. Uh, Drop the link and I didn't come up wrong. So I ain't gotta go into no big old detail, but you're more than on up. Okay, hold on. Let me just and stuff like that. Um, I'm trying to do 100. I just got home, y'all. Y'all already know how that works. Yeah, too bad. Fat, that you. That you. Yeah, just got home, y'all. Y'all already know how that works. Yeah, too bad. Fat, that you.
Yeah,
Hey,
let me mute the
Fat.
TV.
Hello. Can y'all hear her?
Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me? Hello.
Are you able to hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. You said what happened?
No, I was trying to see if you heard me. I was trying to mute my TV.
Yeah.
There it go.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Thank you for letting me come up. I thought you said you were gonna go soak your feet in some Epsom salt and some
That was
alcohol.
like a week or two. I did
And
that
you
like a
did it.
week or two ago.
You did
And
it.
it, oh my God. I didn't soak them. I didn't. I don't, girl, I ain't gonna lie. Come home, I take a shower or a bath, and I get in the bed. I just feel like I've been just grinding, y'all. I've been just grinding. I have my
I know how that
daughters.
is.
My daughter's back home with my three grandgirls full time. So I just got a lot, like, life
Life
is
be life.
back. Yeah, life is life. And
But you know what you could they have I can't remember exactly the brand. I'll tell you because I got some of it. Um, and it's a brand. They have different scents, not necessarily scents, but different chemistries. Like you might have a one for the bedtime, you might have one for comfort, you might have one for your mood, and then they have one for stress, and they have one for just being tired and relaxing.
Mhm.
I would say, and they're not expensive. They're like $5 to $10,
Oh,
and
okay.
and it has the shower gel with it. So you can also
Oh.
use the shower gel with it and feel like real relaxed, and then actually soak your feet in some really hot water and just like put your little aromatherapy on. You were so relaxed, and especially if you put, they say put green alcohol in the water. I don't care what alcohol it is, but green
Mhm.
alcohol has a less amount of whatever it is versus 75 and 90.
Mhm.
90 is the strongest one. So, yeah, that's that. But let me ask you a question as well as the chat. I'm playing the little advocate right here, not the devil advocate, but just the advocate here. Do you think that she should repent and maybe come out and say like maybe the choices that she made, like speaking about stuff, wasn't the best thing to do because now people are running with it. And yeah, they got some content for a couple of weeks. Um, she was playing them dust for a long time, and it seems like he slithered his way. But my thing is,
Well, I
how
mean, okay, we got to remember this. Let's remember this. They've been using her name for years. Do you understand what I'm saying? They've been
hmm
using her name. The only way, everybody know when he go quiet, he's trying to whatever. He started it by calling her, getting her on the live for people to hear their voice, hear Krishan Jesus' voice, all this. So my thing is this: she is his baby mom, and at the end of the day, we cannot tell her how um to handle him. In fact, I think she handles him with much grace and too much respect and too much love and too much admiration. I'm telling you,
hmm
I would have drug him to hell. When I say
hmm
hell, with gasoline draws on with the match in my hand. I'm not gonna lie.
or they
So
say slide down the razor blade and land into a pool of
I
alcohol.
mean, I personally um would have because I see my people over here. Who your people? Who your people over here? Um, hold on, y'all. Who in the he better not come over here. The people the guy in the cookie monster better not come over here fooling with me because I ain't in the mood. He go get something that's meant for somebody else. So he better stay where he at and mind his business. But anyways, uh so she gives him much respect, much grace. She's been doing it. She's given the internet, she's given the hate pages, she's given me personally. I think I would be you think like people like Tommy and people like that. You see they don't drag them type of people cuz them people don't have no coof. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I don't want people to say, well, she's saved. Da, 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 da. Baby Peter cut off ears. Just because listen,
Did you say he cut off
God
ears?
was a God was a vengeful God. God said an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Back in
True.
the day, when they did stuff, when you stole, you got your hand cut off. When you told a lie, you got your tongue cut. They knew who you were by they knew the sin that you committed by the element that you had.
Okay,
So
I get
my
that.
thing is my thing is those without sin cast the first stone. We can't say she needs to repent. What she got to repent for? What do she need to repent for? We are
Well,
not God. Just because we think that she did something that we feel she shouldn't have did or said or whatever. I personally, like I said, I feel she handles them with very much grace because Baldy McPherson and the whole crew, baby, baby, who, who? She handles them with the grace and she loved them with the love of the Lord. She didn't apologize to them people. She done everything that she could to try to make peace. They don't want peace. So if your enemy don't want peace with you, then what? Y'all at war.
hmm and I get that. And then my thing is just because she has young girls looking up to her, and I what I would like to hear is, yeah, I came and I said whatever I said because I had the right to. And you know what I'm saying? And everybody, you handle things the way you handle them, and I handle things the way I handle them. It's life, simply as that. And like she would be like, move on, we moving on. Because for a minute, she fell back to the old her, just a little bit. And that's okay because that happens. We always go to a place where we really don't want to, but it just, whatever he probably was texting her or saying to
But
her
my
just
thing is, why
really
does
made
it
her
have
ass.
okay, so what is the old her? What is the old her? Because let me tell you something. God makes us all unique and he makes us different. And every one of us have a warrior inside of us. It's just when we have to figure out we are human. We are human. So what is going back to the old her? What is that? Because we don't know. We cannot tell from a clip link or from a conversation or from somebody saying something that they have backslid
You
or they went
matrix
back to
and
the old them or they da
Auntie,
da da
you're in
da
the
da.
matrix. We can't hear you. You're in the matrix, and I really want to hear what you're saying.
So nobody can hear me. I sound like I'm in the matrix.
No, you sound so much better now. Thank you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you. Well, I can hear you.
So my thing is this, you know what I'm saying? And yes, there are younger people that's looking up to them, but they also looking up to their mom. They're looking up to their dad, they're looking up to their big sister, they're looking up to their big cousin. They got people in their inner circle. Do you understand what I'm saying? What people okay, let me say this. Let me say this, and I don't care who get mad, who get in their feelings. I don't care. Okay? That girl is just that, a girl. She is a young lady. She
Young
is a
woman, yeah.
26-year old young lady, right? Who will make mistakes, who will rise, fall, who will get back up again, who will fall again, who will get back up again. You know why? Because I'm in my 50s and I can fall and get back up, fall and get back up. I don't always make the best decisions. I don't
hmm
always do the right things. And I'm in my 50s. What more do y'all what I just don't understand what people want from her. She's not God. She's not God. She's just a person. She's a person. So my thing is, y'all people are like, oh, she needs to repent. She needs to do this. She needs to do that. You can't tell her. You don't know what her walk is. We can't just by watching clip things.
I'm not convicting her. I just asked the question because I was
I know.
seeing
I'm
it
saying
around
you
me.
asked a question and I'm giving my opinion to the question. I'm giving my answer, my opinion, my thoughts on the question you're asking. I'm saying I'm not talking to you directly. I'm talking in reference to the question that you asked.
Hmm. And it's
That is
knowledge,
this is
and
my
I think we
opinion.
all should hear this, because sometimes we carry, and me, I'm guilty of this. Like when I'm talking to my sons and even my daughter that's about to be 15, I always be like, well, when I was this age, I could do, but I had both of my kids before 20, 18 and 19. I was living in my own place. I was working 12 hours a day as a nurse assistant. I was just doing a whole lot pretty much by myself. I didn't have no mother, no father. I didn't have nothing. I had very small family. I had my auntie who was like my second mom, and she would babysit for me, but not for free. It was never nothing for free. And I was just hustling, trying to handle my business. And I didn't have any more kids until I was 32. But yet, and still, I still end up being a single parent. So to me, those were mistakes that I kept making, not the children, but the men I had the children with. And so
Hmm.
that's something that what I'm saying to them, like, yeah, I was productive. Um, even when I wasn't working, they never see me at home. I always was like in school, working on my degrees, working on trade certificates. I always was busy. And then I was, be going to work too and taking care of both of my kids. One had a disability that took a lot of my energy and time. So when I tell them that, I'll be like, but I did this, but I also did things that were not correct and not right. And I would not do it and then turn around and do it again, because some what they say, old habits die hard, or die whatever, but you know what I mean.
But that's just human. We're human, y'all. We are human. And this is the thing. This is the thing.
And the flesh
Listen.
is weak, as they say.
The flesh is listen, we are humans and like you said, the flesh is weak. And also God knows us. He knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows us, he knows every fiber of our being, okay? Every little fiber of our being. So therefore, if God knows every little fiber of our being and He knows us better than we know ourselves, who are we to sit up here and say, oh, she needs to do da 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 da? We can give our advice and say, well, listen, that's not going to end good for you, sis. That da 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 da. Da. But that's the best that we could do. Like
That's the only thing that I really feel
even
that
with
is.
my kids, but even like with I have a with one of my daughters, you know what I'm saying? Me, I don't play. I don't play. You know what I'm saying? She just got a relationship with somebody else, with somebody the same day she want to start dating somebody else. That's not what you gonna do. You gonna heal your mind, your heart, your soul. What you gonna do is think about you. Get your shit together. You can't worry about getting into another relationship because you know what you gonna do. You're just taking one problem to another problem to another problem, and now you so full with just drama and problems, and nothing positive is coming out of that.
Hmm.
And you got
You
children.
need time to
You
figure
cannot
out
do that.
what where you
You
went
got to
wrong
figure
at.
out what you got to you got to figure out you first. You can't figure out nothing else until you figure out you.
Hmm.
And I said, I don't care if you get mad. I don't care. You can whatever. Then I'm okay. You can do this. You need a job. Here's your job. You need this. Here's this. Here's that. Mom, I don't have, okay, well, we gonna get that for you. Don't worry about that. You need this and this and this and this at first because at the end of the day, you right. You got children. You got people looking at you. Their eyes is on you. You keep worrying about being in a relationship or being with a ninja and all that. That's that baby, listen. Be with yourself. You want to be
Hmm.
so far up your own ass that he can't find you. That he got to really search hard to find you.
And it be like that, because my kids, even at their age, they only seen me with two men that I was with. in long relationships. And my special needs son told my sister when she was trying to talk to him about, this girl that was like, he was liking and dating, and she was like just taking his money and stuff, and he didn't get it. And we were trying to get him to understand that, you know, she was having him get into trouble and doing this and doing that. And so he was like, I don't want to be like my mom. She was like, what you mean? I don't want to be lonely. She was like, why do you think she's lonely? Because she only had two boyfriends. I'm like, she was like, what? Like, that don't mean that she was lonely, which is true. I have plenty of men, but I never brought them in my house or around my kids. My kids never seen no DV. They never seen me fighting nobody. They never seen me whooping and hollering and cursing at people. They never even seen me take a drink. And trust me, I was going to the library, aka the club. That's all they knew. They was like, now they know I wasn't going to the library. But when they
Mhm.
were younger, it's like you got to kind of protect them. And the reason why I say that to say this, she has to protect young Krishan from the hurt he might feel about this ninja jumping in and out his life, and also just playing him like, you know, almost making it seem like he's not good enough to be claimed. And you know what I'm saying? Why you claiming a kid that cursed a lot and another one that just barely learned how to read at 10? So there's things
Is
that
that my speaking up? Is that my stat again, or is that
oh,
static
wait,
in
wait,
y'all?
Matrix. Wait, Auntie, it's Matrix.
That
Because I want everybody to hear what you got to say. You there, Auntie? Oh, maybe she went out to come back in. But I don't hold anything against her, because I know some things happen and some things just, and when you love somebody, you just really think that you want to see the good in them, and you see the good in them all past all the BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, she see him as the man with no tattoos on his face, and have a nice clean cut, and used to be, a guy that looked like he was clean and smelled clean. Now he looks like he's dirty in all ways, in and out. And she still want to see past that, but he keeps doing the same thing. It's like, he's just being repetitive, and it's like, come on now, like, you about to be 30, you have all these kids that you're really not a father for. And it seems like, his dad was a pretty decent father with him, because he had custody of him for a little bit. But what the hell, he act like he don't know what a father is. And I'm not saying that men even have to have a father around to be a good father, but you see, he's supposed to be leading by some type of example. But it seems like the he leading more towards how his mother was with them, because she don't seem like she was really a hands-on parent. She says, "Oh, I got them to get they high school diploma." His mind is still stuck at 12. But I just was surprised that she was just, like saying what makes me so mad with Carlissa because and oh, go ahead, Auntie, you back? We still can't hear you. Can you guys hear her? Can you guys hear her? Um, Tammy, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I just think that he needs time. Um, but when you really want a father for your child because you didn't have a father for your child, you keep trying and you keep trying when they're young, but before they can actually understand what's happening. So you keep trying, and then what happens? And it's like, unfortunately, it makes me so mad. I can't say that he loves him because he really have not spent enough time around him to love him. And when I say hardly any time, he spent very little time to. The most time he spent with him was the time when he first got out of jail. I didn't see no big smile out of him except that time when he pulled himself up and he looked at him and Blues was talking to him. But he stepped up because he wanted him to pick him up. But he was just like walking by. And yeah, that kind of pissed me off because I really felt like, you know what, you're not doing much of having much of an effort because I would have been like, okay, I spent a lot of times with my other kids. They could be here and he could be here too. And she could be not too far away, but he still needed to learn how to care for him. He's a younger kid and he needed to be cared for in a certain way that she had things structured. And he needed to learn that before she left him. I mean, Jada don't even leave her two kids alone with him. Come on now. Every time you see them kids, who do you see them with? Jaden too. So what that tell you? Would you want to drop your baby off to him all by himself? And they think that she just want to be around him. No, he is just not as trustworthy as we think with the children. They both was at the park and those kids was wandering off. They only had eyes on Javon because he was playing basketball. But what's the name started running around doing everything, and she was about to run into the little parking lot, and they had to catch her. Then why are you bringing a child to the park, a young girl to the park with a dress on or skirt on all the time instead of having some kind of pants on her because she's going to be jumping and sliding and all that kind of stuff and accidentally open her legs and stuff like that. I just think that they both don't kind of get it. And Jaden want to act like she's the perfect parent. No, you're not. Then they seen hugged up at his mama house, and I'm like, talking about, oh, it's Sunday fun day. When that started happening, but you want to pass judgment and talk some trash about Krishan, and you got to talk about, oh, I'm not a crackhead. Who's ever seen this girl do crack? And once again, nobody has came out that has hung with her and said, "Oh, I seen her take a drink while she was pregnant. And if Jaden was around Blue and he was smoking when she was pregnant, guess what? You technically was smoking too. Some things happen based on genetics. Even during labor, lack of oxygen, during the pushing. There's so many other things that we just don't know for them to be drawing their own conclusions. Stop listening to Carlissa, who was proven to lie. Every time she says she have a receipt, how come she's never shown not one receipt? And for Blue to say that that's not, he be saying that's not his son. Why nobody say prove it? We seen proof that he is, that really cannot be debunked. Now you show us something else. And they can't. So I really wish they would stop talking. I really wish you would just cease and desist them so they really don't have no content. They really don't have nothing to say. The last thing Blue did say on his chat, he was like, "Oh, if she comes to LA and she wants to hang out, that'd be cool. Krishan's a cool person." And it's like you, you shake her off like she's some type of homeboy. Her nephew with her Tessa's son, because Tessa's son probably doing the photography, like being a cameraman. Who said that she don't love her son? Yes, I agree. Pretty brown eyes. Oh, Ram was is with her. Okay, that's who was living with China at one time. Oh, okay, that's cool. I'm glad because she'll have somebody around her to protect her. Not like she needs somebody to protect her. I be really wanting them to get in like yeah, let's get a boxing match with her and Jaden. I would love to see that. I know that's not right. She can have a court, but it takes a long time to do that. I'm gonna tell you, this is why I see so much in her. When I had my daughter, it was all these so-called questions. Um, Started dating a guy, and you even used a condom and got pregnant because of him. Use your imagination, but because of him. And then when I told him I was pregnant, it was like 2.5 weeks later. That's how fast I found out that I was pregnant. It was all in the same month. And when that happened, he was talking all this mess. Okay, he was here. I'm gonna do this. He came to my baby shower. All this. Then it was like, no, he was just playing with games. And then when I had the baby, and I was like, okay. And I went to him, and I was like, so what's up? And then he kind of was like, yeah, come over, and bring the baby, but didn't really want to bond. You know what I'm saying? It was all about me, and I was like, I don't want to be here because of me. I want you to be with the baby. You know. And so what we did, he was like, well, let's just take a test. We did an at-home test in the parking lot of the post office. He did his, I did mine, and I did the baby, and I put it in the mail. Within 2 weeks, DDC, because they do all the DNA tests, even for the courts, they do it for them, and not just also the TV shows. So when that happened, he was like, okay, now I know, the baby was 6 weeks. He drugged me back after I was filing for child support. It took almost 2 years to get to mediation at the court. And he was, he had two other kids in another state. He said, give them blah, 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 and you give her the rest, which was $105. After he asked to take another DNA test. Very same test, same results, line by line. And so it's just like, oh, I'm gonna do this and do that, and then he never really fully do it. And you keep like feeling like, am I the fool, or am I doing the right thing by trying to have this man be a father, even if it's a little bit? It's the same. It doesn't, and it's not the same in the eyes of the law. That is true because they said that you, no, let me take it back. You could go to a licensed place, right? And that is upheld. So the place that they went to, which was a legal like place, it wasn't just like them doing it at home. That could be upheld in court, especially in California. So all she would have to do is tell them I had a test at this place, and they would even have the person that that did the swabbing and drew her blood or whatnot while she was pregnant, and then they would just go by that or whatnot. If she requested another test, then it could be, but that it would be upheld because it was a licensed facility that does that, and not you just doing it at home. And I wish they would stop saying she had an amniocentesis when she didn't. We all seen her take the test. I definitely would have to disagree with that, regardless of how the test was given. CDC or I forgot what it's called. It's not for entertainment purposes. Well, the thing that I'm pretty much saying is that that company, they do all the tests, even for Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, whatever show you see a test at, it's DDC. It's the same company that does
Hear me
all of it.
now.
Hey, you back?
Can you
You
hear me?
okay? You okay? Yes, I can hear you, Auntie.
Okay. Oh Lord, my phone had overheated. So
Your iPhone.
mm-hmm.
You know what? I
Mm-hmm.
think they that's the thing I don't like because they have the batteries built in them, and you can't take the battery out. But what I learned too, to save your battery and it not have that happen, I learned this from the Android. Charge your phone up to nothing more than 85%, and that protects your
Mm.
battery and stop your phone from overheating.
Oh.
I didn't know that, but the phone just told me, they was like, charge your phone only to 85%. And this would, protect your battery. And I thought it was full of crap, but it did. My phone stopped overheating. And even with this phone,
Mm.
even with my iPhone, I don't charge it 100% anymore. I try to stop it at like 90 if I can, or
Well,
85.
I know we're not talking about the DNA test. My thing is this: who cares at this point? I'm so over that DNA test result. Is or is it ain't my baby? He looked just like that man. He looked like that man and his mama. So if it isn't his baby, okay, okay, then that means
Like I say,
charges need
prove
to
it.
be.
I say for him to prove
My thing is, if it isn't, then charges need to be brought up for all the things that he have done to that child. Okay,
it. And he
and
still should be, whether it is or isn't, he still can have charges pressed against him. I mean, big time for the ones that he showed online. That's like FBI type of stuff.
my thing is, Exactly. If it's from the first of all, the CDC is not gonna allow that's and then people's like, why the CDC never came out and said anything?
I think it's
Why?
DDC. It's a CDC. No, it's DDC.
DDC, that whatever it is. I don't know because I ain't never had to get one. But I've offered all my kids' fathers one. Do you want they be looking at me like, are you serious? But I have offered. Like, you want one? You want one? Just say, I just want you to put it in record. Just put it on record.
I have one, and I'm just saying, like they all come from the same test, rubric place. They all come from the same place.
But then I'm like, this is my thing. I'm like, so what about the people that's been on Maury and all these places? If you're gonna say that that one wasn't right, then you're gonna say none of those were valid either. So at the
Same
end of the
company.
day, exactly. At the end of the day, my thing is just who cares? Figure out who your baby daddy is and live that the best way you can.
And I be thinking sometimes when she be when
Hold on
Jada
one
be like,
second. Hold on one second, Sadon.
okay,
You can finish talking. You can finish talking, but just give me a second. I gotta do something. Hold on, y'all.
okay, no worries. But yeah, I don't like what Jaden had to say because it wasn't that serious. All she had to say is, currently I'm not pregnant. I don't know where she got that from. Duh, she got it from your baby father because he was over there pillow talking like he always do, gossiping like a good baddie that he is. You think she just came out the blue, as busy as she is, to say, "Oh, Jaden is pregnant"? Come on now. Now she knew about uh chicken bone. I think they call it chicken bone dirty Pete. She knew about her, and the new girl. He probably told her that too, right? So a lot of this is stuff that he sits and he talks to her about, just like he sits and tells them about what he gets from them, the other girl. He does this to put it try to put stuff against. And to me, I think he did it on purpose to kind of like set Krishan up and to also be able to give a little bit of content to his mom and Jaden because everything was drying up. How many times can I watch you do your makeup and sit in your chair and guess stuff and not do nothing else or go take your kids to the park and sit down drinking your Stanley or whatever and just looking lost or sitting on a blanket and just letting the kids run wild instead of just interacting with the kids. I rarely see her interacting with the kids. Then when she was in the pool with them this Sunday and the baby splashed water on her, which that's what children do. What you tell them is stop. I don't like that. Please don't do that. And then if they do it again, or the third time, I could see you splash him a little bit. But she splashed that baby like she was trying to drown that baby. I did not like. And then I could have sworn she called that baby a bee. It was like so much, like not popular behavior done. And you mean to tell me that you're such a great parent? Not to mention getting in that accident and the kids didn't even have matching shoes or even socks on. Half the time they don't even be having shoes on. Yeah, the symptoms she was having, like when she was in that car, talking about, oh, I'm so nauseous. She might have just been playing us just because she needed, some content. Talking about, oh, when she rides in the car a lot, she gets motion sickness. Now, why nobody never say that? Because isn't from her house to Carlissa house, it's about um, it's about 2 hours, 2 hours away. I'm so tripping. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here looking at my messages. Now, I just think that what's the name is sorry, and I think that like laying up in his mama house before he was even doing that, the kids was wandering around, and he telling baby to go downstairs so he could go do whatever in the room with Jaden. And whenever he say let's go, it's another time he told her come on let's do blah blah blah, and she just just get up and go. I'm like, he took off your eyelashes and drew all them pictures on your face. And how you didn't wake up? Like, what you was drinking to like be passed out like that?
No, she knew exactly what she was doing. She
I
had
believe
she
so.
had she had that termination, and so now she got humiliation.
I wonder what excuse she gave to
That's
him
what happened.
as the reason why she was getting a termination. You could bring me a bag of ice
Mm.
back.
That's why when that's why Audrey McPherson was like, was like she and I have nobody else is very my baby. Audrey McPherson said, hmm. McPherson said she wouldn't have her baby. She said that she said I would never speak to her ever again. So that show told me that she must have had a termination.
Because I don't think it was his. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Clock that T, as they say.
I don't
Ah,
think so either.
I
I'm
think
with
that
you on
just
that one.
just putting one and two together and getting three. No, yeah, that's three. One and two. I thought I said what it was, but yeah, it just kind of like gives that because well, okay, what was the I can't remember his name. I know Bodine. What was the other guy name? I don't know why I can't remember his name for some reason. But oh God, what is his name? The dark one,
Bravo,
the best friend, huh?
Bravo, Bravo.
Bravo. Okay, Bravo. Yeah. So I remember on the phone or something, and Blue was talking to when he was inside, and he was like, "Oh, who be over there with mommy all the time?" He was like, "Who? What guy?" And he was like, "Who? Bravo?" And I was like, "Hmm." And supposedly she admitted that her and Bravo, blah blah blah, because of what Sadie and Blue did, because that was supposed to be Blue best friend.
Mm-hmm.
He just be, and back in the days, they were saying like they all used to work at the same club. The girl that was hard of hearing, and Chicken Dirty Feet, whatever her name is, her
Taking on dirty
and
feet.
and Sadie, they all was supposed to be working at the same club and doing whatever and doing
I mean, that would make
OnlyFans on the
sense of
side.
how he met her. That would make sense of how he met her.
That's what I'm saying. I remember them saying this. Like my long term memory is way better than my short term now, but my long term memory, I remember that because I was like, "What? Like how?" And I remember Chicken Bone Dirty Feet uh was talking about when they met and all this kind of stuff, and she was talking about her deletion, and she only did it because what's the name was coming to term with Journey, and Krishan was pregnant with little Krishan, and so he was telling her he don't want another one right now, and then when the time is right they can
Right.
have
And so
another
then
one.
that's a lie because she said that that was 4 or 5 years ago. Baby Krishan is only about to be 3, and Journey's only about to be 4.
Yeah,
So
and
when
so
was it?
you got to
Because she said
remember
that
when they
was four
first
or
met,
five
she was
years ago.
she was pregnant with the she was pregnant with her son. So it was after she had him. So it was about
Mm.
2.5, 3 years
Y'all better
ago.
stop listening to them lies. Y'all better stop listening to them lies.
I want to
Blue
know
been
why she
gone
canceled
for
the lie detector test.
Blue been gone for how many years? 2 years. Y'all better stop listening to all them lies.
You said who been gone
Y'all,
for 2 years?
if you listen long enough, you will hear all the lies being told.
Oh, but who what? Chicken bone, dirty feet.
Mhm.
Every time I hear that, I think about I think about on the first Beetlejuice, and that guy had the bone through his nose and his hair up in a like kind of like a ponytail, high ponytail. She'd be wearing a high ponytail. So I'm sorry, that's not right, but I'm just saying.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. It's in my head. Uh, Voting actually makes both of them. Not only the two kids makes Jaden feel good too. She feels like he's a protector. But I think wasn't she was on
She
Baddies?
trusts him more than she trusts Blue.
Was his baby mama with them too? He better not say he ain't bringing no ice.
She trusts him more than she trusts Blue.
I believe you, and I think I think that's the same thing. I think even Krishan trusts Bodine and Bravo more than she trusts Blue.
I don't think
When
nobody trusts Blue.
I wouldn't
Nobody in
trust
their
him,
right.
and he looks scary. I'm telling you, he looks really, really scary. Like, and the way he be talking and holding himself, I'm telling you, my my oldest son, my bless his heart, my son, I love him to death, but he's disabled. He's mentally delayed because he had a brain issue. He was ran over by a car. Nonetheless, he acts just like them, the same. So I'd be like, when he be doing, he'd be like, yeah, because it's 100 Dalmatians and moving around. I'd be like, man, you sound just like my son. You can't tell me he ain't got no problem. I'm
Well, we know
telling
his
you.
mama. We know his mama's a slow hoe. So I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
and she
just
says it all the
saying.
time. Her excuse why she reading stuff out loud. You're reading stuff out loud because you a weirdo, and you always be the one to blame somebody, and you call yourself a Christian, talking about oh she bearing false witness. Do you even know what that is?
She been around. She was hanging with Faith. She
And
was
don't get me
hanging with
wrong,
Delilah.
I don't know the Bible from the front to the end, so I'm not gonna act like I do. But what I'm saying is that just didn't even sound right. Like you born, it doesn't sound right for the situation.
Hmm. Mm.
And so it's just like, yeah, I don't know about him not being her father, kissing that girl on the mouth. And at a certain age, I wonder when is it okay to stop kissing your child on the mouth? I always wonder that because I stopped kissing my boys and my kids on the mouth when they turned about 3. But
Mm.
to each his own. Some people do it longer. But I never, I never
Uh-huh.
see Jaden hug the kids. And as much as they
Mm-mm.
stream and the kids are around, I don't see them like I don't see her hugging them or just tell I love you. I just love you. I don't know because I'm a loving parent.
Me too.
I used to love on my kids so much. My best friend told me, I wonder if I love my kids enough. Oh, I just loved on them. That's
Mm.
why my boys, even though they didn't have a father around, they are so emotionally there, and they treat their girlfriends like they supposed to be treated with respect and dignity. They romance them, everything. They be in long term relationships. It just it makes me proud. It makes me proud, but I wouldn't be proud if I had a son like like Blue doing what he's doing. I would want to talk to him, even though he's grown. But I would be just every once in every way it could go is just saying, "Son, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you did this? Have you done that?" And the crazy thing about it is, I believe Rila is the one that's gonna pop out and be the real one. Because she was like, "We could go and take this test right now. Let's just get it over with." And that is not being so far said from Chicken Phone Dirty Feet, because she said, "I don't want to get an amniocentesis, but if I have to, and he got to get poked, we'll do that, because man, I'm just tired of people saying blah blah blah." And it just makes me mad to see him claim that child and to see him interact with her, her son like that, when I don't see him interacting with his own kids like that. You play with your daughter with a doll, and you cursing, talking about y'all going to the club and blah 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 like that. That's not even appropriate. I never see you talking to your kids about like life. You told your daughter she could do better when she draws you a picture. Why would you say that? And then Jaden go try to chastise them in front of the kids instead of doing it behind closed doors. Oh, what you say,
Mm-hmm.
Auntie? Oh, oh, I thought you was talking up with the background. Okay, and I thought I was talking over you. I'm sorry, but yeah, I just didn't think that that was appropriate. And but never, Carly saying never got nothing to say about that, and that just be pissing me off because I be like, you raised. I can't say. I can say when I seen Dre interacting with his daughter was a whole lot better than I've ever seen Blue interact with any of his kids. I used to see him. He used to be combing her hair and talking to her about her schoolwork and all this kind of stuff, and the playtime and everything. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, I'm gonna cook something and let me finish cleaning this stuff up. And it was just like,
Oh,
now I think
mm-hmm.
about it, like I never seen Blue doing any of that.
Mm. Looked like he was ready to go.
But why Jaden not popping it to Rayla like Krishan? Because they know if Krishana touch him. She couldn't
Mhm.
touch him before, but she still could touch. She still don't know that they could touch it. And you know what? Rayla hasn't said anything to Jaden um, for her to have a reason to clock back. But I think that shit, if she did, she don't want that smoke with Rayla. Her whole family, it seemed to be like some gangsters, and they
Oh,
look like they don't play. And I don't even see Carlissa's
mm.
bringing that up and saying nothing else, because she was like, "You could talk to my mom, and y'all in the same age bracket. You could talk to my mom about that." And then after she read uh Chicken Bone Dirty Feet, when she read her, she, she when I say she put that girl on hush.
My thing is, I'm not gonna look stupid. We all arguing over this ninja, and at the end of the day, he ain't. He don't really care nothing about neither
Yeah,
one of us.
put it in a. Hey, I'm online.
He
No,
don't
I
really
don't.
care about neither one of them, honestly. So I'm not gonna about to be arguing over no ninja at all. Mm-mm. And Rayla, you arguing over him, and you and Chicken Bone Dirty Feet, and both of y'all got allegedly other men that are saying they're your kid's father. So I wouldn't be arguing over nobody. I would be just keeping my peace.
There's nobody came out and said they was also the father with Brayla baby.
Her ex-boyfriend.
No, I never seen that.
Her
I believe you though.
ex-boyfriend. Didn't her ex-boyfriend come out and said that they were still sleeping together?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Or she admitted to Blue or something that she was still sleeping with her ex-boyfriend?
I don't know, but I know she did say that it wasn't in the same month, um, or something like that. And
Mm.
she said that in I don't know all these months and stuff like that. I can't say nothing. Things happen, but I'm just eating my popcorn, or better yet, eating my pizza and watching this, eating my Chick-fil-A ice
Mm.
and watching it all, like the lifestyles of the nasty and the nastier. Oh, because it's just a fool. This is some foolish stuff.
Mm.
But I look forward to seeing some. Coach said that he being nice, letting them show what he's showing. He was like, because he usually don't show any of that, and he was like, they want to see that, they're gonna have to spend some money. But where's her docu series? Is she still doing that, or is that still like in the works?
I think they are somewhat filming. I think it's gonna be a combination of her streaming and her filming at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really. I like I said, I've been busy. I haven't really confirmed nothing with anyone, but I didn't hear that it was off the table. So
You said it was off the table.
I said I didn't hear it was off the
Oh, okay. Me
table.
either. That's why I was like wondering
No.
about it, because it seemed like it was something like they have on like HBO used to have this like show when it was like they had the and it was about boxers, and they would talk about their life and what went on with their life and how they get to being where they are. They covered like um their they what made them come to boxing, and then they try how they practice and trained and all that, and then they would
Oh,
lead
I
up
done
into
forgot my
a
glasses. I
fight.
can't see. Hold on, I gotta make the chat a little bit bigger so I can see. They said they never heard nobody claim. I asked because I thought that's what I listen. I thought they said that Blue or somebody had this. I think nephew told me that somebody had told. mm, I don't know. Somebody told me that Blue had asked him about was she sleeping with somebody, her baby daddy, and could he be the father and all this stuff. I don't know. I really don't care because I ain't taking care of now one of them. Try that. They ain't my grandbabies,
She
so
was
I
splashing a
really
lot of
don't
water in
care.
that baby face, like, and it was it started being fun after a while, but it wasn't her doing it as fun. She was doing it
She
to get
was
back at
not
that
being
baby.
fun. That was she meant that
That was
vindictively.
evil.
Hmm. She don't even like kids. She didn't, and she said that. She done said that on a many occasions. She love her kids, but she don't like kids. She love her kids, but she doesn't like kids.
I have a friend like that. You always say that, and you kind of tell them some of the discipline. Or she disciplined her kids. It's like, and she be saying it. She be
Jessica
like, "Oh,
says
I
she
can't."
couldn't her journey in the pool splashing water. Do you know that it's only it only takes a teaspoon of water for you to drown?
Yep, yep.
Just a teaspoon?
And I heard that in court, and I heard it on CSI, and I learned it in class. That's some of the first thing they teach you if you go to when you go to parenting class, or you involved in, like I was involved with the Black Infant Health Program, and they used to show all that, teachers that, when the reason why they tell you don't leave the child alone in the
That's what
tub
people
or
say. That's what people
around
say.
buckets.
Oh, she was just splashing water on her. I said, no, she was doing that with aggression. The way she talked to her kids were very aggressive.
She called that baby a bee. Go back and listen when she was like, "Here, you don't like this, blah 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 blah," and then she said the B word. Carlissa was just
Mm.
happy to have Boo over to the house. That's why she had to like try to flaunt and do her little walk through the house. I guess what's the name? Baby dad must have moved out, huh?
Callie, baby dad.
Hmm.
Mm. I haven't seen him in a while.
That's what I'm saying. I know she was talking about him getting out and getting a job and two jobs and doing this and doing that. And then she's
Who was
like,
talking about him getting a job?
"That's what Carlissa was saying not too long ago."
Oh,
Like referencing him, pretty much the person that was living with. She didn't say his name until, not name, but reference who it was until the end of it. You know, but she was like, got a job, one job, and then got another job, and just really working towards being on their own. Then got on their feet, got a car, blah blah blah. And she was like, and pretty much wanted to be pat on the back that she helped him.
hold on. I don't know what I done did, Fat Dime. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
But why am I not on the cat on the screen?
Why you change your colors?
I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
I
take a
done
phone
hit.
dirt.
I was
Take about
trying to
30 feet
delete.
and tapped into it. Because I can hear you. Chat, can you hear Auntie?
I don't know. Not the only person out there is Fat Dime.
Can you guys hear Auntie in the chat? Can the chat hear me? They're saying yes. Maybe it's just on something that's changing colors like that. What did you push?
I don't know. I was trying to upload this thing and I was trying to it's weird. I don't know.
What did she say to Javon? I know that he had the nerve to be talking about on Crip, and she thought it was funny. Not funny.
You know, she wanna be an honorary Crippet so bad.
She wanted to be an honorary black chick as well too.
She wanna be an honorary Crippet so bad. Mm. And I don't know how is that really working out for her.
But the way they was laying in the bed, her hugged up with him. He got his arm around her, and she had her arm around him. But what I did like that he had a t-shirt on. He wasn't laying in the bed with no clothes on. I mean, he might have not had no bottoms on, but I'm just saying he at least had a t-shirt on. I don't remember what she had on, but she was like,
Mm.
"What is that on your face? Who drew that on my face?" And then Jaden was like, "You drew it on my face." She was like, "Carter said, like, you drew that on your mama face." She was like, my daddy did it." I was like,
Mm.
mm-hmm.
That was so disrespectful though.
What was?
Disrespectful. I ain't
What you
gotta
say,
like
Auntie?
nobody.
She be acting like she the grandma from heaven, but you sit there and let them do whatever they was doing, and I just don't think they was jumping in the water the way they was. That is not safe. That is not a deep enough pool for them to be hopping in it. If I'm not mistaken, that's just a hot tub, right? Or is it
Hmm.
one of those pools where you just do like exercise, meaning like you just kind of like keep trying to
She said she bought Michael
swim?
Phillips' house. That's what she said.
She said she gonna do Uncle Phil house.
She said she bought Michael Phillips' house. Here, cut it off for me. Let me cool this down.
Girl, she a mother. She a
That's what she
motherfucking lie.
said. Y'all remember when she first bought that and she was like, see, I bought Michael Phillips' house. But she didn't know his name. Hmm. She didn't know
Because
his name and they had to help her.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm saying like the price of what California, and I mean California. You could be living where you live in, and sometimes it's cheaper. I tell people all the time. I worked in housing. I know fair market and what's not fair market. I just know that when we look at houses, just from a couple of years ago, it's a big difference. It's like at least a $400,000 to $500,000 difference. You could be try to buy a house across the street from the projects, and you still be paying anywhere from 700 to 800,000.
My friend sold her house. When I first met her, they had just moved to, we had moved to Florida around the same time. Well, she moved after me, but we met because we were working in the shop together, and they were from California. And her mother-in-law had a house there. It's because it was in Los Angeles. It was a small house. She showed me the picture of the house, y'all. I was like, what? She sold that house for $1.8 million. And it wasn't even 2,000 square feet.
Yeah, it depends on where it's at. Cause
But
my
that was
friend
in
did
the early
something similar.
2000s.
She had a house in Inglewood, and she bought it for 220,000. It was a I think it was a 3 bedroom if I'm not mistaken. She did do something to the bathroom because it was really old fashioned. You know where they have that rose color and that
Mhm.
towel. She just she didn't like it, so she got that redone or whatnot. It had a backyard and the garage was in the backyard. So and the backyard was kind of like in the alley because a lot of the houses like that in Inglewood are like that, right? So she wanted to move to New York. So she kept the house and she moved to New York. And she decided to sell it when she decided to really stay in New York. And she said she was working out there and and she had brought her car out there and everything. She was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna, sell the house. She sold the house at a $600,000 market up market because in Inglewood everybody was wanting to move there because of the stadium was not like too far from there. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of people that play for the Rams or Chargers or whatever, and then they have their family, like not their wives, but their wife's mother and them need to have like a simple house, or they got the kids that are college student need like a simple house. So when I say that is seriously being gentrified in Inglewood, it's like once they brought that stadium in, man, it's just like shot it up. Even by USC, where those houses look like whatever, and they built like a little they redid the stadium. They used to have the Coliseum where they initially did the uh, the Olympics at. and the rent over there then shot up, and it's bad over there. It's like the hood or whatnot. It's what they call the east side, and I'm telling you, it is not kosher over there. So that's why I
Hmm.
was like, and it still costs expensive to live over there, and and even for USC is in the raggediest hood, but everybody be like, I'm going to USC. If you got the money, you could go there. You don't even got to have the best grades or nothing. You just got to, have the money. They charge 98,000 to become have a master's in social work. I was like, oh
Hmm.
hell no, I don't want to be $100,000 in debt for no job that I'm not gonna make $100,000 my first
The
year.
brown eyes said she sold a house in the prime San Diego area, and the money she got was crazy. I'm telling you, she told me. I said,
I
"What?"
used to
And
live in
then
San Diego too.
when she showed me the picture of the house, I said, "Girl, you is lying." She was like, "I'm not." So she was like, "Watch." Ask her when she come in here. So I was like, she was like, "Girl, yes." She was like, she came down there. She had bought her ranch, a small ranch. They was on like almost 2 acres of land. And she paid like 300 and some thousand for that down in Florida. So she
I have a
still
lot of people
had
that
some
moved to
money.
Florida that used to live out here. Um, so yeah, that is true. They either moved to Texas or they moved to Florida. But my
The
my
person that
homegirl,
got the biggest house on my block is from California.
telling you,
I'm telling you, because it's like they come down here and they're like, what? Like the money. Like you got to think everything is half. What y'all might pay $5,000 a month for down there is like 2,500 a month here. But y'all wages is more. Y'all make more money down there.
yeah, the minimum wage out here is, if I'm not mistaken, is 18 or 18.50. I'm telling you, people that
Mm.
work at Panda Express, if you could be the manager, you're making 60,000 a year, and if you're a general manager, you're making upwards of $100,000. And there's some companies that they don't pay anybody less than 50,000.
Mhm.
But things have changed. Like when I first came in doing social work, they were paying us, well, 46,000, right?
Mhm.
Next thing you know, which is right at like maybe 22 or something an hour or something like that. And then nowadays, well, when you do nonprofit, it's always like kind of like a shaky thing.
Mhm.
In comparison to working
Corporate.
or even working like DHS out here, which is like the Department of Health Services, is
Mhm.
like pretty much taking over everything. So only other separate thing they have is Department of Mental Health. That's separate.
Mhm.
So then what's left is some of the contracts, and what they do, they roll out their contracts to really do the work, and they keep some of
Mhm.
the most of the money for themselves. And that's what I'm learning. I'm like, oh no, I don't. I tell them, I said, I also got a degree in communications, and I can make more money in communications than social work. And then make them. A lot of people are leaving the field, and my heart is in it, so it's kind of hard for me to pull away. But yeah. So they know, a lot of people don't get paid what they need to get paid, and I always be telling them, I was like, I'm way too good at what I do to not be paid accordingly.
Mhm.
I don't speak another language yet. And I always tell them, when it comes to personal development, that's something that they should offer. And
Mhm.
in order to, you could pick it, because they have a thing for veterans where they could do the Rosetta Stone. And I think they
Mhm.
had like 18 languages, and they could check it out for however long they needed to, and then bring it back. And I was telling my daughter father, because he a veteran, I was like, man, go handle that, because I would love to learn how to speak either yeah, I'd rather do Spanish than Tagado or Cantonese, or even Vietnamese, because some of those languages are really in high demand. But also, I've considered sign language as a separate language. It's actually
Yeah,
like
I
you learn
took
it.
sign language. I took sign language for that was my minor in college. Um
I couldn't be
I
quiet long
majored I
enough.
majored in I majored in human service. I majored
Hmm.
in human service with a minor in religion and in American Sign Language.
Yeah, I
So
took the
I took a
basic one. I
language.
just
I
couldn't be
took
quiet enough.
American Sign Language all the way up until my senior year of college, and I wanted to be an interpreter. That's what I wanted to be. And then I thought I really got to listen to people and really like communicate what these people are saying, and I got to be on point at all times. And like when used to have to test out in sign language, I used to be like, oh, like I was a reader. Like I could read sign language really good. Like I could listen, I could hear what I could understand what you were saying. But when you ask me to respond, I'd be like, and they used to be, and my niece, she used to think it was so funny because she knew how long I had been studying it. And she used to be like, and she was deaf. And she said, well, she's still deaf. And she used to always say, like, be telling me, like, encouraging me to, like, keep going. And she would be like, everybody else would try to communicate. And she'll look at me. And then for me to tell her what they said. You know what I'm saying? Even though she could read the hell out of some lips and she could cuss. I said, "Ooh, how do deaf people know how to cuss so good?" Ooh, she could cuss so good.
Don't they just
Yeah,
spell the word out?
no, she could cuss. You know what she be saying?
I think they would spell the word like SHIT or FUCK.
Mm-mm, baby, no, she'd say the word. She used to say her little cuss words. She used to be cussing, and that's why we used to be like, she not really deaf because she cussed too well. Like she cussed, like she used to be a cusser.
Because well, now the TV is much better. Like me, because the car accident I was in, it damaged one of my ears. So I'm hard of hearing in one ear. And sometimes, like, I can hear it, but not be able to process it from that ear. And I usually have to lean forward. So when I watch TV, I have the closed captions on to make sure I'm hearing exactly what the people are saying. And now they descript the words. Like when they say the music, it could be like intense music or electric music or R&B or hip hop. It's and the beat, and they tell you kind of like the beat. So now I know like what you were saying. She will be able to like you could be able to feel the music and kind of like understand a whole lot more versus what it used to be when it used to be like they used to be skipping words and some of the things that was being said was not they were mistaken for the other word that sound like it and it just
Well,
be
it's just
complete
like,
nonsense.
and two, like with sign language, the good thing is like they talk. I don't know. People say backwards, like um,
That's what
instead
some
of saying,
like
and like
Spanish
we say,
is like that.
"Do you want to?" Like we'll say, "Do you want to go?" And then they be like, "You go?" Like go you go like they don't it's just different. It's a whole different it's a different dialect, but it's amazing. It's amazing. I love
You
it.
know what? And as when my son was younger, and because after his accident, he didn't talk again, so he was like 4.5. But for us to communicate with him, we had to learn certain sign language in order to, for him to feel like included,
Hmm.
and for us not to really know, what he was crying for, what he really needed. We used to be like, okay, I knew when he was hungry, when he wanted something to drink. I knew when he needed his diaper changed, whatever he was like, even when it came down to he didn't like the color. He would the, the
Rana said
therapist
she
told him
used her
that. I was like, I
Spanish
told
a
her don't
lot.
teach him that. But the reason why I was saying that because I work in homeless services, and we had so many um, deaf people. I didn't know there was so many people that were deaf, and we had one girl who knew how to communicate with them. And when she
Mhm.
wasn't there, we had to tell them, like, write it on a piece of paper. To me, I felt like that wasn't me giving this person grace or dignity to me. And everybody at
Mhm.
that job used to say I give them too much respect. And I think that just because you homeless doesn't mean that you are useless or you're not a person.
Mhm.
So I just was really,
Baby,
really
listen. Sometimes you can be one. I know, one decision away, one mistake away, one. I know, because I used to think that, like, how did they get homeless? Like, how could they do it? And then when I had to be in that situation, and people be like, he was never homeless. I was. I didn't have a house. Me and my kids stayed at the Hilton Hotel. We were homeless. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
when I went through that, I had to be like, oh my gosh, like it was just one mistake, trusting people, thinking we're buying a house,
That happened to
giving
me.
somebody our home, all our money, and they scammed us.
Money and everything. But I work amongst lived experience folks, which that's something that you will actually be able to do as well. When you if you ever want to go back to human services. Um, my thing is being able to relate to people. Um, and trust me, if you fat too, it is not fun being homeless. Okay, them cots only hold a certain amount of weight,
Hmm.
and the thing about it is, some people, like, it was one lady, she had scabies, and she would
Mm,
scratch all night long, and also because I used to search their bags, and because I was a pharmacy tech girl, I'm a little bit of everything, and
mm-hmm.
and I would know the kind of medication you use for it. My little, adopted son, not son, but little brother, he had it
It
when he
ain't
was little.
already true.
And that lady would scratch all night long. And I would just be sitting at the desk watching. Like, is she gonna stop scratching? And when I told the executive director about it, he told me, you don't know what you talking about. I've been here for I don't care how long you've been here. That lady got scabies. And she would wear the same clothes for like 2 3 weeks, and they finally, when
Mm.
they found that she had it, they told her that she couldn't come back, and so she went to, and when she went to the emergency room, she had all, like, her whole body was like just covered.
Oh Lord. Mm-mm-mm.
That's why I was like, that work I did, I worked from the bottom to the top, and I ain't even at the top yet. But I feel like I
Mm.
should be paid like that because I do so much, like, consulting work, and the consulting work I do, and then I test the program out, because this is my thing. I used to tell veterans, I said, here it is, you guys are fighting for this or that. Why don't you test things out? You sitting here as executive director, associate director, and you don't even know how it's feel to go to the VA and have to wait almost 2 days to be seen. Check it out. Go through the shelter and see how they treat you, what bed they give you. I've seen people that have medical conditions that had to sleep in a chair because they didn't accommodate them. So I said it's so many things, but it just boils down to treating people with respect and dignity. And
Mhm.
it goes all the way back to, I don't feel that Blue Jonathan, whatever he is, I don't think that he treats Krishan with respect and
He
dignity
don't have no respect and dignity for
for
himself.
himself.
So how can you expect
True.
somebody to give something to somebody that they don't have for themselves?
That's true. That is true. You know what
I
I'm
had to
saying?
learn that the long way. I had to learn that the hard way. Even with like when somebody told me that and I just really had to like really like sit there and just like let that hit like you right. I why am I expecting something from somebody that they don't even give to themselves?
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you don't see it until somebody kind of like put it right in your face, and it even is that it's words, but it feels like they done set you down at a job and put something like right there, like a TV screen, and it'd be like, this is what you need to see. That's how it feels like when somebody really just hit you with something that you really wasn't thinking or looking at. Because sometimes we
Mhm.
just overlook certain things. It's not that because we dumb or stupid. It's just that sometimes we are the way sometimes we're trained or some way we came up, and we don't tend to like, okay, well I'm a down this person because they doing this, or I'm a not talk to this person because they doing this because I have this wrong with me and this wrong with me, and I'm being accepted, and I should accept them. But then you think about it like, nah, man, they got something else that you can't accept. You can't. You shouldn't accept. But it really happens, and I just really wish that somebody should be doing a um surviving Carlissa, and that's the first thing that need to come out. What was I don't know what you call them, but you know who I'm pretty much talking about. Not the one that start with a D. I'm talking about the one that start with an S. You know what I'm talking about,
Mm,
Auntie?
mm-mm.
He's back to saying all this stuff, posting um our internet nephew all over his what's the name, and saying all these things about him. He on her live, he had 3 to 5 seizures. Now, my son had absent spell seizures where they're kind of like they just stare off. And then after they stare off and say that you try to touch them, like, you okay? They just break out like in a rage, like, kind of like just flipping and everything. I ain't seen that boy do none of that. All he be doing, he be wanting to get away um, from his mama. And when she be holding him, you can tell he be like, I want to get into some to play with. And just seeing him, playing with his toys and everything. And that's what I see. He be wanting to not be in her arms as much as he used to, because he see things that he want to get into now, and he at that age where they curious. But I did not see him do anything, and sometimes when they have the issue with their eyes, it has something to do with their nose, and that's when I had took my daughter to the doctor. They said that as her nose spread as she get older, it would fix her eyes, and it did. I remember I took her and they put them big old shades on her. She was like 2. It was hilarious. I was like, "Dark, look at Darth Vader."
Mm,
But I just think that people not knowing, and they just ignorantly say these things, and it just pisses me off because I'd be like, "You have no fucking clue." Excuse my language. You have no clue about. We all don't really have no clue.
mm,
And if we did, we still gonna protect him the same way because that's what love is. And if you love children, you know that you should love their parents because it flows through them and it flows through their parents. I just can't stand, people that be just doing the most. And I'm thinking to myself, didn't you say you wasn't gonna talk about them no more? And you back at it because y'all be so desperate for content. Like, why you can't talk about what's in the news? It's a lot of things that's being done. Why you don't talk about what happened on the White House front lawn? I can't believe that man let a wrestling match happen right on the front lawn of the. Oh, that was stupid. But anyway,
Hmm.
That's stuff that you could talk about. That's stuff that you could pull up and have a good conversation about. Why does it always have to be these two people? It's like, did you say, did I see what?
First of all, Body McPherson gets on my last nerve. She is on my.
Girl,
I
me
haven't
too.
even been. I really been ignoring the hoe because I just feel like she
She a
just
waste
getting
of
on my.
time.
Yeah, she's a waste of time. Like you really trying to live out your life through your kids, through some 20-something-year-olds, about to be 30, but still they still in their 20s. Like, go sit down. Like, sit down somewhere.
Andre's in his 30s, right?
Yeah, but and what is going on with speaking of Andre? What in the hell is going on with Andre? He is just his posts be super duper weird. Y'all don't think his post is being
I
weird?
don't know.
Like,
I don't have any of them. I don't really be on Instagram like that. To be honest with you, I do it to like post like resources to people, and then I just hop off. But I don't really go on there like to communicate or nothing like that. And so I don't know. And I said I wanted to get on
and
there
I
and
don't
sort.
really watch. I don't go to people posts. I just kind of do a story. If it ain't throwing the story, I kind of miss it sometimes. Now I might see like Hunchback or somebody like that little post because like when I log on, but like honestly, I got to go down my algorithm for a long time before I start even seeing any of that type stuff. So the only way I get to see it is if I go through the stories.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I do. I usually have like a lot of like community stuff, and then I eventually fall into like some of my close friends or some people that I never. They always tell me such and such is live, but it's always a famous person, or it'd be like Akbar V or something like that. It's never like or ex strippers and stuff. It'd never be like my close friends first, you know?
Hmm.
And I'd be like, why the hell I gotta go down towards the end of the stories before I see my friends? I just be like, I guess so. And sometimes, I get caught up in looking at some of the stuff, and I'd be like, oh wow, look at that, look at that. Okay,
Hmm.
that's funny. Okay, like, you know, like I'll look at somebody that likes Krishan, post a whole bunch of stuff, and then I get caught up on that. A lot of the times I
See,
get caught up with that.
everybody like have their feelings about like everybody have their feelings about Callie, everybody have their feelings about Dre, everybody have their feelings about uh girl,
I don't look
Baldy.
at Callie no way. I just look at her like,
Well, Callie said she moved out of her 3 bedroom condo, bought her an RV. She said she paid $263 a month. That's what she said she paid for her RV.
and I'm pretty
So
sure she got one of those newer ones.
I
I
mean,
haven't
she
seen
showed
it.
a tour. She did a little tour of her RV. I thought it might be on my other phone, but she did a little tour of her RV.
There's a lot of following online. Like I was following this one lady, and she does a whole all this traveling by herself. She has like, I guess, social anxiety or something. Like she just doesn't like to be with other people. And so and it's weird because I was like, she was in the military. I'm like, how did that work? But nonetheless, she travels to the places that I've always wanted to go, and but I'm able to see it through her eyes and follow her. And she also, um when she's not traveling, she has a van that she has converted over to like and what she did, she sold her house, and she was working a whole lot to pay her stuff off. So she paid off her the van, cashed out, and then she also did that with she bought a Subaru because she was saying and able to drive up to Canada. No, not Canada, Alaska. She needed a car like that, because it was really good, and she converted that over like to where she could lay in it, go to sleep. That was her other car she had, and so enough, she drove all the way up. I didn't even know you could drive up to Alaska, but she did, and she showed us all the different roads and all that. I was like, I don't know, but I could see it being dark as hell out there. I would be scared as shit
Mm-hmm.
out there on the road because they have a thing called the loneliest road where there is hardly anybody on it. And I watched her, and her content went on for like more than an hour, and there was nobody else on that road.
Mm-mm.
I was like, please go somewhere before it get dark. And they also had like these like tents out there, those big tents, and they
Mm-hmm.
had big snakes out there and lizards. Man, as big as I am, you should see me. I'd be hopping up and screaming. I used to try to get in my
Mm-hmm.
office, and it was a whole bunch of lizards outside, and I would be hopping and jumping and screaming. I am scared as shit of lizards, and that's what they was telling me. And you want to move to Texas? I was like, yeah. They was like, you're gonna be scared of those spiders. You're gonna be scared of this, that, and the other. Is there a lot of spiders out there?
I mean, you have to be careful about them.
Shit, a black spider crawled on me the other day, and it was like, it used to mean something, especially when you see a spider spinning a web. It used to mean something, but I stopped being superstitious when I got closer to the Lord. My mom used to
Mm-hmm.
be real superstitious. Like, you couldn't touch her with the broom. We can't split the pole. I remember as a kid, me and my cousin used to do it on purpose, and she would pull our ears to go back around the pole the right way. And then when something happened with the broom, you got to spit on the broom. I used to be like, what the hell?
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, so,
If they
but
sweep
I hate
your
my
foot
mom
with the
used to do that.
broom,
You said
as
what?
you said, if they sweep your foot with the broom,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
She wasn't playing that. Oh my gosh. She was not playing that. And I never really understand that. I wish I really talked to her before she passed away and asked her about that. But
Something that they were told when they were young.
I think so. But my grandma, because I was raised by my grandma, she never said anything like that. You know what I'm saying? She used to say, spray something on the floor, the carpet a little bit. It would help you sleep better. But she never said nothing like that. She wasn't superstitious like my mom. And
Mm.
who knows? Because my mom was, out there meeting people and all that kind of stuff. And um, I'm gonna tell you something real funny, Auntie, to to lighten the mood real quick. When my mom was in hospice, and the minister came, and he was our Dominion. He was Church of God in Christ. He was Pentecostal. Everything we asked for, he was perfect. And he came and he was praying with my mom, and she was like sitting there, and right in the middle of the prayer, she was like, wait, can you hold that? I need some juice. My throat is dry. Can we just pause it? and and I was so mad because she like passed away a couple days later, and I was just hooping and hollering, crying to the minister. He was like, "Don't worry, I don't think the Lord is holding her, holding that against her." I was like, "But you was trying to get her to make sure she had the Lord in her heart, and she repent everything, and she was talking about she needed some juice." Man, when I say everybody, they was like, "That's just like your mom." I was like, why are you gonna talk to stop the minister from praying to get some juice, to get a juice box? It was
Child.
funny as hell. When I see Charlotte, I think a lot about my mom. And oh, she was praising, and she remind me because Tessa prays like that too. They scream really loud when they say hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, thank you, God. And Weston was like, yes, yes, yes. And then Christian was like, ooh, I got chills. And she was like, they in there, she in there praising them and everything. And and I know baby Christian was there, probably waving his hands too. He
But
loved to
you
pray.
gotta think that's good because sometimes you gotta keep a praise in your heart. And when she's going through, y'all, this lady is. decided to change her life around.
Mm,
Like, change her life around. She got tired. I can, my hat goes off to her, and I don't care what anybody says. Anybody
and my
that
mom did
decides
co-teaching
to
too before.
change their life around and they want to serve the Lord
Hmm. But you know
unconditionally.
what? She always served the Lord, and that's
Yeah,
what
but I'm saying
always kept her.
she has always served the Lord, but I'm saying when you wanna serve the Lord unconditionally, when you
Hmm.
wanna serve the Lord with everything within you,
Hmm.
where your repentance is just not something you do every day. It's something that when you feel conviction, and your conviction is real, like
Hmm.
that
Did you see
that's a
Krishan talked
different
about
kind of service.
the
That's a
place
different kind of
that she's
service.
at? Did you see that where her
Hmm.
mom at? And she was talking about what's going on with her and the policies and everything, and she has to test and after they come up dirty a certain amount of time. She said her mom has not came up dirty not one time. She said that's when they say they stop working with you, stop helping you with your therapist, stop helping you with your mental health meds and other things that keeping you on track. They're going to stop helping you because they feel like you're not being serious or whatnot. But she said her mom has been right on track, and she said by her giving her something to do, which is baby Jesus, keeping her busy, and I think that's good for her.
Hmm.
And by her being close to her baby, which is, you know, Krishan and Petey, I think that that's what she really needed. And what's the name is
Hmm.
too unstable mentally to have her around, which is Chastity. And I really am happy that because when she was around her and she was like, and how she was talking to her, it made me uncomfortable. And I remember just talking to my mom crazy because I felt like I was I felt like I was acting more of a mother than a daughter at that time. And now I regret that because I really felt like at that moment that's not what they need. And at that moment, as I studied more to become a recovery um advocate, and I understood like sometimes we fall and we get back up, and sometimes we fall into these things because that's what we needed at that time. And sometimes people don't understand that, because it's this or that. And what I really really was like, Miss Charlotte was trying to talk to Chastity about something, and she was like, "Mom, no, don't do that. Don't touch that. You done messed up the TV. That. Just saying this and that." And I like the fact that when she's over there, she be in the other room listening to gospel music and doing all those good things that you know it feels good to know that she's in there and she's not getting into too much. And that's when I gave my mom got clean and she was watching my boys, that gave her something to be busy. She would go to church
Hmm.
every Sunday. She was reading her Bible. She went to her anonymous class, and she took the boys with her just to make sure she didn't do anything extra or feel tempted, you know and so,
Hmm.
it's just sometimes it just be like that. Same thing went with for my auntie for her to get, what I'm saying, when she started getting clean, she wrapped herself around her grandkids and just staying busy and trying to get her grandkids what she didn't give to her kids.
Hmm.
And sometimes you have to accept that and not be like, well, you never did this with me. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It does not matter. We are at we're here now, right? That's how I
Hmm.
kind of be looking at things. And then it made me think that's probably what Krishan is saying. Like we here right now, you know, we gonna try to work on this right now, and not. And what I mean, work on this is like she was trying to be as a friend, and I think he wanted more. And
Mm.
she at this place of celibacy. She's at this place of wanting to just, you know. walk a certain way, pray a certain way, and she want him to do the same. But if he can't, that's not going to be good for her because they yoke are not equal. She said, so all
Mhm.
else fails, just let's co-parent. I think that's good. We could be friends, but let's co-parent. But he feel
But
like if he
but a
can't have
narcissist,
her, he can't
that's
do
the
nothing.
sad thing about it. A narcissist don't know how to be a friend. They want all or nothing. That's just how they think. That's the narcissistic behavior. They want all or nothing. So
Yeah.
she has to start rebuking the spirits that he hold and all
Hmm.
that, because that's the spirits that want all or nothing.
And that's
Like
why she calls him demonic.
her deal with him is not, people are looking at it from a natural eye, but it's not. It's a very spiritual battle. It really is. Hmm.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea because when she simply calls him demonic, and I'm be thinking to myself like he has a he has a spirit attached to
You
him.
said you don't. You said what you don't like is how the mom played them against each other. In my opinion,
I don't know. I see her. I see whatever child that she's around that's mature. They stop her before
I
she
just feel
goes on.
like, yeah, I just feel like I feel like she did it a lot when she
In
wasn't
the streets,
sober, because they used to bribe her to like get on
say
their
certain things.
side. But it's nothing that like, I don't know, it's just weird.
Remember when they was that thing when they said she was saying like Terrain stole her money,
Mhm.
and then she said Tessa stole her money, but it wasn't. It was like Tessa was getting her money, and she would give it to her or whatnot, but she had to come get it. It was something like that, but she wasn't withholding it. But you can't withhold something for somebody that want to do drugs. They gonna find a way.
Mhm.
Whether
Ugh,
they got to
but
recycle cans, bottles, whatever it is. Even it come
mhm.
down to sweet talking somebody.
They gonna do what they gotta do. They gotta, that's their choice. But I'm glad that's her past. We're not
And
gonna
I'm glad
dwell
that
on
she's
what
working.
she did
She
do.
brightens
We're
my
gonna
life.
dwell on where she is now. We're gonna talk about her. We're gonna uplift her. We're gonna
Hmm.
continue to
I'm gonna
hope
continue to
God
pray
give
for her
her
and
grace
her
and
strength and her
mercy.
sobriety because I
You
think
know,
that
grace and
that's what
mercy is
she
sufficient
needs prayer
daily.
for. And but you know what she didn't talk about because I know I think that was Petey dad that went in. He checked in with her. I think so. Um,
Well,
I
I
can't
this
remember,
is the
but
thing.
it wasn't a
I
talk
don't,
about where he's at. Is what I'm saying.
honestly, I don't really talk a lot about Big PD, for the simple fact is that that's just like,
What the hell is this?
that's Charlotte's husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Who,
know. I don't really
Big
talk.
Petey?
Yeah, I don't really talk about Big, because I don't know what
Oh,
his
I didn't
journey
know
is
that it
like.
was her husband.
And 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 the daddy Eugene, as he got clean or getting clean or whatever his choices is, I'm glad. That's good for him. I hope he's getting his mental health checked. I think that's important for him. Because hearing their family history and the stories about their family, that's not no reason him and his sister was on the streets on rugs. You know what I'm saying? Because they had a rough upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
So and I don't make excuses for nothing, because it's a choice that everybody makes. But
But
I'm
sometimes that
just
choice
saying,
hooks to you. It hooks onto you, and you can't shake it later where you used to
Mhm.
probably could, but we all have a moment of weakness. It could
Mhm.
be the entrance of depression, anxiety. It could be any of those things that weaken us at the point where bad choices slip in. And then once the
Mhm.
choices slip in, it's hell of a fight. You have to fight to get it off of you.
Yep, that's true.
And that's just something that I see, and I used to pass along to some of my clients I used to work with, like my client that started back drinking, and he like when he get drunk, he a happy drunk, and he would like to party with prostitutes and every man, because it was only men in this building, and they lived in the West Adams district, which is a very prominent like historic area for very famous black women, and the whites broke them down by building the freeway right through where they was living. I mean, these houses were like mansions, and they kind of broke them down to like they look like big houses, but they have apartments inside. That's how big the places were. So he would be partying, would all be men there, and they just party, 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 and they would call me, and even though it would be late in the evening, I am off of work and it is the weekend, I would come and sit with him until his uh what is it called, his uh I can't remember what it's called right now on the tip of my tongue, but his God, what is it,
Uh-oh.
his whoever it is that was sit over him and helped him through his addiction, wait for that person to come and work
His
with him and be with him.
sponsor. His
Sponsor, yeah.
sponsor. Mhm.
And then then the next time I come do a home visit, it's my job to look through the cabinets. I only do that when they first move in for the first 3 months. I don't care what my job said. After that, it's insulting. If I know that you eating and everything, and you're not saying that you need food, I'm good. So at first, we have to look through the cabinets, look through the refrigerator, and everything. And I I call on them a little bit, and you know how the stove got that little like glass right there in the front. You can see something is in there.
Mhm.
He was hiding the damn bottle of liquor in the goddamn stove. And mind you, this was a gas apartment. Okay, so you know the light was on the bottom, right? I was
Oh
like, I
Lord. Could have
say,
blew itself up.
yeah, I said, don't you ever do that. That is so dangerous. And we had to have a heart to heart conversation. I said, look here, the owner want to put you out. I'm begging and pleading for her to let you stay. He was like, yeah, because I love this apartment. I said, this apartment is beautiful. They don't make apartments like this in LA no more, where you have a front door and a back door. You have a separate kitchen, a separate dining room, a separate living room, a separate hallway, another closet, and a big bedroom, and a bathroom separate. They don't build them like that. Most of the apartments now are very, very small. They don't have none of the cabinets where they don't have linen cabinets. I lived in two places. No, let me say that, two places that didn't have
Mm.
linen closets. I grew up having like those closets in the hallway where you put your towels and your extra blankets and all that at. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
No, they don't have none of that. And so when he said that he loved this place, I said, let me tell you this. This is what we gonna
But
do.
God.
I
But
told
God.
him, what you say? I told him,
My
I said
phone
that.
is on 10%. So
Oh, okay, well, let me just say this real quick. I told him to go to the hotel when he got his check, and he could party with prostitutes there, and bring all the guys, and y'all get an invitation. Y'all go there, and you come back to your house, which is your sanctuary. You don't need to let everybody know where you live, and just take a rest.
mhm.
I said, just take your rest and let it be, and trust me, it'll be something much peaceful, and you can keep your apartment. He was like, that's such a good idea, Miss Johnson. That's such a good idea. He kept his place. I had a 97, 98% of retention rate of more than a year to 2 years. A lot of my
That's
people still in
good.
their place. And it's been like five, it's been 5, 8 years, and everybody lived in my community. And
I
I
love
tell
that. I had a nice placement rate with my kids too. I could get my kids placed in good homes, and most of them are college graduates and doing really good for themselves. I used to
hmm
love working in social work, but it just got draining and it just got like emotionally taxing, and it
and
just
you
was
know
a
what could be
lot.
more draining is the people around you that do the work with you, and not having the support
Mm-hmm.
from them. Not having that
Mm-hmm.
support is what drained me, and I just couldn't, and I just tried my best, and I just was like, "Fuck this." Excuse my language, but the the work, it caused me to get in an accident. I was on my way to the office and got in an accident, and they was just like whatever. It wasn't like,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, it changed my life. It changed my life completely. And I said, all doing the work that my sister told me to leave, but I was hard headed. And Lord
Mm-hmm.
made me listen, but I had to pay for it because obedience is better than sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I kind of think that when I was asking you about the repent thing of with Krishan, because I was just thinking like, how obedience is better than sacrifice. And I wonder, do that angel sit on her shoulder and say, he's not going to do right. Don't give him the chance. He don't need access to you. He shouldn't have to show you before telling you. And that's so crazy because when Danza even heard about all this, he reached out to her and he was like, worried about her. He was like, he was like, remember the talk we had? And she was like, I know. That's why I'm not gonna let people have access to me that don't deserve it. And he was like, yeah, but you already did. You already did it. It was funny, but yeah. But they also was telling her about once she get to 5,000 subs or something. Um, they're gonna start paying, like, I don't know if she said 500 a head. It was something like ridiculously a large amount of money. But she was saying that she didn't have people to be mods, and she picked the one key page that she thought that was a good fit for her. I didn't agree, but um, I just was like, okay, because she said she needed some mods, and she only had pretty much one, and she needed
Mm.
more than that, of course. Um, Yeah, but I don't really understand how Kick work. I don't even understand how Twitch work. I just know that you sign up and you sub, and do you have to sub to comment, or what? Or you have to just
I
even
just subbed to her channel,
you said what?
but I just subbed to her channel, but yeah, I gotta get up in
Let's say
four
our
and a half
prayers.
hours. Yeah, I'm like
We're gonna
sis
say our
now. I
prayers so
gotta
you
get
can get
up
some
with the
sleep.
crack of dawn.
And I
Mm.
appreciate you allowing me to come up and get
No
what I needed to get
problem.
out because I couldn't type all that. So I appreciate the chat as well, being intertwining and being interactive with us. Sort of grown and
Um,
sexy, right? We talk
yes,
about all different things. I
so
just
yeah, we was talking about everything
stuff in
tonight.
the
So if you've
streets.
never been here, we don't really be on. We just talk. So we just hang out. But I love each and every one of y'all. Our Father who art in heaven,
Father,
hallowed be
hallowed
thy
be thy
name.
name.
Thy kingdom
Kingdom
come,
come,
thy
thy
will
will
be
be done
done on earth
on earth as
as
it
it
is in
is
heaven.
in heaven. Give us
Give
this
us this day
day our
our
daily
daily
bread.
bread.
Forgive us for our
Forgive us our
trespasses
trespasses.
as we forgiven
We
those
forgive
who
those
have
who have
trespassed against
against
us.
us.
And lead us not
Live
into
not into
temptation,
temptation,
but
but
deliver us
deliver
from
us from
all that
evil.
is evil. For thine
For
is the
thine is the
kingdom, the
kingdom, the
power,
power,
and the
and the
glory
glory, forever
forever
and
and
ever.
ever. Amen.
Amen.
I love each and every one of y'all.
Yes,
Good
I love you guys, and thank
night.
you for coming. And we will do this again very soon,
And y'all
right?
don't forget to hit that like button. Please, please,
When you
please.
come
Thank
in,
y'all
hit the
for
like button, or
supporting
when
the
you go
channel.
out. And please know that if you're watching us on TV, and you're chatting from your phone, you can give us 2 likes. So make sure you give Auntie 2 likes
All
because she
right.
worked hard for her to be up here after working all day, and she
I'm
give
so
us time.
exhausted, y'all. I
Love
love
you. I love you,
y'all. I'll
Auntie.
talk to you. Love you
Get you some good
too.
sleep, and I hope everybody else is blessed as well. Good
Good
night.
night.